The Greedy Friend's Betrayal. Part 8. The police investigation begins. Emily walked out of the cafe with tears streaming down her face. The cold London air hit her, but she barely felt it. Her mind was in shock. Her best friend had lied to her. He had stolen her money. And worst of all, he had destroyed the trust they had built over many years. She sat on a bench beside the River Thames and cried. For nearly an hour she couldn't move. Her phone rang several times. It was Daniel. She ignored every call. Then a message appeared. Emily, please let me explain. I'm sorry. She deleted it immediately. There was nothing left to explain. The truth was already clear. Seeking advice. That evening, Emily called her colleague and close friend Sarah. Can you come over? Emily asked in a trembling voice. Of course. What's happened? Please, just come. An hour later, Sarah arrived at Emily's apartment. The moment she saw Emily's tearful face, she knew something terrible had happened. What is it? Emily took a deep breath. Daniel stole my money. Sarah stared at her. What? The company wasn't real. Everything was a lie. Oh my God. Emily explained everything from the beginning. When she finished, Sarah was speechless. I can't believe he did that. Neither can I. Sarah sat beside her. What are you going to do? Emily looked down. I don't know. Sarah gently held her hand. You need to go to the police. Emily hesitated. The police? Yes. But he's my friend. Sarah looked at her sadly. Emily, a true friend would never do this to you. Those words stayed in her mind. Finally, she nodded. You're right. The police station. The next morning, Emily walked into a police station in central London. She felt nervous. A police officer greeted her. How can I help you? I'd like to report a fraud. The officer invited her into a private office. For nearly 2 hours, Emily explained everything. She handed over the fake documents, bank records, and messages from Daniel. The officer listened carefully. When she finished, he spoke. Miss Carter, this is a serious case. Will you be able to help me? We'll do everything we can. She nodded. Do you know where Mr. Smith is now? I think he's still in London. The officer wrote down the information. We'll begin our investigation immediately. For the first time in days, Emily felt a small sense of hope. Daniel's fear. Meanwhile, Daniel sat alone in his luxury apartment. He had barely slept. He knew Emily would never forgive him. But he still hoped she wouldn't go to the police. Then his phone rang. An unknown number. He answered. Mr. Daniel Smith? Yes. This is Detective Richard Evans from the Metropolitan Police. Daniel's face turned pale. We need to speak with you regarding a financial complaint. His heart nearly stopped. Whoa, what complaint? I'm afraid I can't discuss the details over the phone. We'd appreciate it if you could come to the station this afternoon. The call ended. Daniel stood completely still. He knew exactly what had happened. Emily had reported him. Panic filled his mind. The decision? For hours, he walked around his apartment. What should he do? Go to the police? Confess? Or run away? Then he looked around at his expensive furniture and his new car. Everything had been bought with stolen money. If he went to the police, he could lose everything. Fear slowly turned into desperation. By evening, he had made a decision. He packed some clothes into a bag. He withdrew as much money as he could from his account. Then he left his apartment. He had no destination. Only one thought filled his mind. Run. The missing suspect. The next day, detectives visited Daniel's apartment. No one answered the door. The building manager informed them that he had left the previous evening. His phone was switched off. The detectives looked at each other. He knows we're looking for him. A search began immediately. Bank accounts were monitored. Airports and train stations were alerted. But Daniel had disappeared. A new heartbreak. That afternoon, Detective Evans called Emily. "We have some news." She took a deep breath. "Did you find him?" There was a short pause. "No, it appears Mr. Smith has left his apartment." Emily's heart sank. "He's gone?" "Yes." Tears filled her eyes once again. She had hoped he would face his actions. Instead, he had run away. "Will you still find him?" The detective replied firmly, "We're not giving up, Miss Carter." After ending the call, Emily sat silently by the window. Outside, rain began to fall. She realized something painful. The man she once called her best friend was now a fugitive. And the friendship they had shared was truly over. But the story was not finished. Because somewhere in England, Daniel was running from the law. And sooner or later, his past would catch up with him. To be continued in Part 9, The Fugitive and the Hunt begins.